I always say that these videos are for me, but this one's for Katie. And I will let you know why. Katie has been on my behind asking if I would do the Slam Sketchbook Challenge. And you know what? I said yes. And technically, I already failed. Today's video will be the first session I did the Slam Sketchbook Challenge. And I will give a brief example of what that is. It's pretty much 20 pages in a sketchbook every single day for... my brain's saying like 30 or 300. Those are two very different numbers. So I think it was 30. I can't remember. I'll put on screen what it is. I can't. If it's 300, oh my god, I'm gonna pass out. It can't be. There ain't no way. It's 30. It's 30. There's no way. Anyway, you do them every day, but I was doing it a little differently. I was just doing a sit down, doing 20 pages in one full session, and I did one session, and the next day I just didn't have the time to do a full session, so I thought I'll just do it when I get to it. But they'll still be 20 pages every single day. It's just those 30 days are spaced out. I know that's not really how it's going to go, but it's going to go how it is right now because I just don't have the the capabilities or capacity to. I did want to do it because, hear me out, it's really helping me warm up for a day of just drawing and just moving fast and with different mediums. So not necessarily that I'm making good art, but it's warming up my hand to get started on other projects. So I'm not mad about it, but I figured I'd record it and just get it done. And I have been posting 2 videos a week instead of just 1. So I thought this would be a good filler for those who are interested. So that being said, let's jump into the first 20 pages I did. Disclaimer, I feel like this is like the 4th time I've said this in a video. This is not peak Chrissy art. If you want to see some really good art, look at something else. Thank you. So this is pretty much just, I did not spend like long on these at all. I think maybe one I spent an hour on because I was flipping from this project to another one, so I was waiting for like paint dry and stuff, but like I didn't spend long, not even a half hour on the majority of these. And if I did, it was just for like paint drying. Anyway, the first page, I knew what I wanted to do. I've done this concept before. It's where you take paint and then just draw blobs and then like character poses that you see in the blobs. And I thought that would be like a good warm up, a good start. I thought it'd be fun just to fill a page. So I just grabbed some paint and filled it. I went with my favorite colors. I went with green and yellow, and of course I added red to make it, almost primary, but not. And we have me on there, Tulip, Brianna, a whole bunch of random characters. And I do recommend that you do this. If you are ever bored and you need something to draw, just put random blobs on the page. And I'm gonna move through these pages pretty fast. So going on to the second one, I just usually the first step was just add whatever random medium I had next to me and just plop it on the page. So I had inks, and I had this green, yellow, and pink one that I had picked out. And next to me I had all of my art supplies just spread around me, so I just grabbed random things, and I'd do like a little bit of like an idea placed on there and then think of the character on that. So I thought pink, green, row, of course, and then so I decided to draw like vines, floral things, classic row. And I actually ended up adding some stickers off camera because I couldn't help myself, and they've been sitting there, and like a friend had given me them, and I was like, yay, sticker. So that one's not crazy, just a warm up. This one, page 5 through 6, hands down, I think is really, really, really good, just because a lot of these I'm not really thinking of like color schemes, and I think this one is the most like on top of it. We have her big eyes. I've done a drawing like this before, so the fact that I feel like this one's really strong doesn't shock me. I'm very used to drawing a Mai, especially really close up to her eyes because she really doesn't show her mouth. So I thought it'd be a great thing to do. And you can see that I use so many different mediums. I use like Crayola marker, and then I use like Prismacolor pencils, and then I use acrylic paint, and then I use Tombow markers. and then watered down acrylic paint, just a ton of random stuff because I'm just sitting there with art supplies around me and I'm just grabbing and going. I find the easiest way to face this challenge is to just have art mediums spread around you and focus on what medium you're going to want to put on there. Not necessarily what you're painting, but what you can add to what you're painting with different mediums. And also couldn't help myself, I put stickers with glitter and some glitter paint. And moving on to the next page here, I kind of knew that I wanted to do a page with papers because I had these like construction paper sitting next to it, so I cut it up and I was like, oh, 3 characters. What 3 characters could I use? I decided to use my Guardians, of course, because they are absolutely my favorite, and Acusa is an absolute win on this channel. So I put my liner on the paper and I colored on that. Katie actually thought that like I drew. She's like, is that paper? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I thought you drew that for a second. She's like, how did you do that? I was like, no, that's paper. I'm not gonna, no, not, not that good at that. I'm sorry, do you have something to say? Rascals. A little quick glimpse into my Guardian characters. I was gonna add a 4th character on the page, but just didn't fit. So you have them and their colors. It's a lovely almost primary set. I love when colors are almost the primary, so it's like yellow, red, and then green, or like orange, blue, and like red, or something close but not quite there. The next page I want to do something that's a little more I was gonna say character heavy, but like all of them have characters on it because I can't help myself because I need to add stuff to my characters and it's just the way I process. So I decided to draw Ember. Both of these characters are Ember. I would like to clarify that. You've probably seen her in an animation, the Ember Zone that I did. So I don't think we've ever seen her like ice cold form. I don't know much about it either, so don't ask me questions. So I thought I'd just do like a one side blue, one side red, you know, your classic fire and ice page. And I was like, this one was probably the one that took the longest just because I did paint the background with paints and they had to dry. I had to wait for that. And I will say having acrylic paint next to me really helped to move the process along, because if I needed to get dark colors on there quick and fast, I could, and if I needed like a white border, I could. The only problem is it would take a minute to dry. It is acrylic paint. It did not take that long, but it still took a process. This next page, I hate. Okay, I don't hate it. It's just like, I was goofing off, okay? Tulip is a character. He's a character. He was in my character emojis redesign, and I always said that I wanted to make it. He's like a Pokemon in like my mind. Like I have different little forest creatures, and like there's like one, but there's like hundreds of them, like thousands of them. You know what I mean? But they're all like the same thing. Tulip is that for me, but I was thinking that he would have like different seasons for him. So this was like, I'll just put it on the page of my thoughts and my brain. It doesn't have to be good. Katie just also was like, draw Tulip, and I was like, okay. I was like, it'll be an easy one. I'll just do it really quickly and fast. And then I think the problem with it is that my brain was like, oh, it's Tulip. It'll be so simple and easy. And then I made it too simple and too easy. It's fine. I'll use this as like concept art for when I create his different like season designs, but that's about as useful as this page gets. Moving on to page 13 through 14, this one's more of an abstract one. I had a lot of paint on my little thing that I needed to get rid of, and I thought one of these I just wanted to like get my painting little knife, is that what it's called, painting knife? I don't know, and just put the paint that I had excess of onto a page and then come up with something. And my brain saw like Aurora's like rose in the middle and then her wings, and I was like, oh, work. I was like, that's what we're doing then. Because I'm not yet ready to like not put a character on the page, because that's like what I'm known for. I can do realism, like I'm phenomenal at it. Don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm really good at it, and I'm really good at like a lot of concepts of art. But I don't really know if anyone would be interested in that, so I was like, abstract. Abstract Aurora Wings technically still is a character drawing. So, and you can see me. I really like the black border on it. It kind of looks like an ink blot test. And it was fun. I liked it. Just throw paint on there and do an ink blot test and just like paint what you see. There you go. That's fun. That's fun. And the black border for this one ties it together for me. So like I actually carried that on to the next page, which I made because I was like, I think I'm gonna need a thumbnail for this. So like, what would I draw? And like by this point, I was actually so exhausted. I wanted it to be done. I did this all in one day. Once again, I was tired and I was like not in love with everything I've made. I was like, I'm a really slow artist, so getting like one thing that's decent like really exhausted me, like really made me tired, and not all of them are gonna be winners. So I thought, I was like, let me just make a page of like how I feel about this challenge. And like honestly, this picture looks so edgy, but like I wasn't that exhausted. Okay, I was having an okay time. I was doing okay, but I was just like, this is overwhelming me. So I decided to put that on a page because I always will just draw myself when I get the chance, and it was very easy. And I'm always trying to add my girls' colors and like that ribbon on the sketchbook and the pen. Always trying to do that. So I thought it'd be fun, and I really liked the like solid black paint that I used on the last one, so I wanted to do that as like a border for this one, and there's that. Now these last 2 pages, actually technically last 4 pages, are drawings of my guinea pigs because it was just closing up the end of the day, and I'm not just sitting here drawing, by the way, the whole day. Like I have stuff in my life to do. So I set up in my room and I just would walk in whenever I had time to record and just pick back up where I left off and stuff. And I was sitting next to my boys' cage, and I was like, I'm just gonna draw them because technically they count as characters because I do like drawing them. Like I've even like drawn a ref sheet for my sister's guinea pigs before. We kind of just like are like, if we ever have a comic, it's gonna be about our guinea pigs, like one that we share. So I decided to draw them. At first I was like, I'm just gonna draw what I see, and like if it like shows my style a little bit, it does. But I was like, work, I guess. It looks really goofy, and then I was like, I can do better if I just like try to do it in my style. So the next page it actually doesn't have Wooly on it at all. I have 4 boys. I have Wooly, I have Wooly, Willy, we call him Wee Wee, Sprite, and Oreo, and Wooly didn't make it on to the page just because Wee Wee was giving me so many cute poses. And I love him. And I thought it would just be a good wrap up to just use some pen because like I feel like that's what I'm used to. That's what I did in school. I would just do like really extravagant pen drawings, and I wouldn't do a base with pencil. And man, has it been a long time since I haven't drawn with a pencil and just used a pen and been like really solid at it. So I think I want to do next time a page with like cross hatching or something fun like that. And you can see me going over with my Tombow markers. I will say Tombow markers, absolute power move, I will say, because those are, you can get such diverse lines with it and such good just simple shading. And I think this is an okay page to wrap up with. And you can look at my boys. Okay, overall blip through, I think I did ask my mom because her opinion is incredibly important to me. No, I asked my mom what her favorite page was. She said the one with Ember. I can't remember which one Katie said. I think she might have said the page with me on it. I don't know. I don't necessarily have a favorite, but I do have a lot that I hate. And isn't that just me? Anyway, that wraps this up. I hope you enjoyed. That is 20 pages for the Slam Sketchbook Challenge. Oh my gosh, boys. I will be doing another session of like 20 pages in one sitting. It's kind of been like my routine after like a couple days, just sit down and get some like warm up drawings, and it also really encourages my character brain to process storylines. I know it doesn't look like that because it looks like just like goofy drawings, but like when I'm sitting there and drawing or like characters I don't normally give attention to, it does help me come up with those sort of things. So yeah, I hope you stick around for some other videos I have planned, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for being here. Hi, quick interruption. I have content on McKeanTwins Xtra, McKeanTwins Uncut, and McKeanPets that I share with my sister with all of the animal content I have. So if you're interested in any of that, please go click in the description and find it. I'm sure you'll find it. Anyway, that's it. Bye.